And you're already live. Shit. And starting with
Man,
autos and shit.
just,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's happening with all that.
I just pushed the button so I wouldn't be late. You know
That's
what I mean?
that's his
I
way
want
of
to make sure
so that's and a way of not being late
I'm
is
not the
pushing the
hold up.
button.
I'm not the hold up.
Well, welcome to Urban Innovators Real Talk. This is your host Greg. I'm here with funny man Ant Stone.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm quite sure a lot of you guys know you guys been to his shows, but I'm glad to have you here, Ant.
Man,
Well,
appreciate
man,
it. Man. Finally,
you know what I'm saying?
Glad we could finally get it together. Man.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad I have the opportunity, man, to have a platform where, you know what I'm saying, we can go on, where we can do our thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And we ain't worry about them rich ass people, you know what I'm saying? This is how the poor man do it. You know what I'm saying?
Poor, don't look poor up in here right now. They got leather couches, 17 phones, three cameras, and snacks and cookies and name brand cookies though, not them true blue cookies you just get on food stamps, like with like a teaspoon of frosting around the whole damn cookie, and it's like cornbread in a pack. You know.
But it's just plot. It goes back up when I shut the door. All this shit leave out. I'm just renting for 2 hours, cookies and everything.
The cookies are rented?
Yeah, they want the cookies back and all that.
Wonder why I ain't popped that top open. Okay. Them
They just
Oreos going home.
Now y'all know how we used to do it, and you know when you were in prison and shit, to sell, have your whole locker full of empty boxes and make it look like you got a full thing of canteen, and then you go shake it, everything fall down. Same thing, same. How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm here with Ed. You know what I'm saying? We here to chop it up, have fun, and talk about Ed's journey. You know what I'm saying? And you know in the comedy and comedian. You know,
Right.
the ups and downs, what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? As far as that, you know, and the struggles, and I know you have to be very, very confident to actually get on the stage and actually perform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, life experience does that for you, because once you realize that once you go up there, that there's worse things that could happen than people not laughing. It's like it don't.
So what
it
do
don't
you?
even bother me none.
Oh, it don't bother you when you get up there and you say something and people just look at you and stare at you?
I mean, because it's happened, and it's like the moment after it happened, nothing else happened. I was able to keep going. So
yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't traumatic or devastating. Like, oh shit, I ain't, like I said, going through real life experience, man. Some things are way more serious than
somebody just staring at you and shit.
Right.
Instead of saying, "God damn it, y'all better start laughing. I'm start whooping some ass up in there. Y'all gonna bring the thug up out me up in here.
I'm gonna quit.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice, damn it.
Nah. But it's cool though, man. I enjoy it.
That's good. So what got you started, and who was like a role model or inspiration in doing comedy?
Man, of course Eddie Murphy, man. I was 10 years old and I learned Delirious word for word.
Yeah.
I learned that whole thing word for word. So when we'd all get together as kids, I would, at the family functions, I would do like the jokes from the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is that right?
So, yeah, but I mean, my path to even start on comedy actually started in music.
Yeah.
So you know, what I mean,
you sing too?
No, I was doing hip hop music. I mean, I can sing a little bit, but you know that ain't.
So
really
are you a double threat or a triple threat or just a single threat?
Man, I feel like I'm just I grew up in the era of entertainers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like, you know, you do this one thing or whatever. It was like you had people that sing, dance, act, all those kind of things. So those are people that I grew up watching. Like, you know
the family functions and stuff like
man,
that.
So it's like right now, it just makes sense to try to incorporate everything that I'm able to do. And I just feel like I'm just a creative person, period. You know what I mean? So so I started out with music and then just eventually transitioned into comedy. You know what I mean? Music wasn't really doing it the way that I felt like it should have, and then I gave myself a timeline. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna be realistic and say, I don't think nobody want to hear what a 30-year-old father got to say too much in the club. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like, oh, I'm this guy, I'm that guy. Like, you know what I mean? So I just set my talent, my energy towards another outlet, which eventually became comedy. And then eventually I was able to mesh the two, the comedy and the music, when I started doing the parody songs.
Yeah.
So
I heard one of the things that we was at the sports zone.
Yeah.
We was at the sports zone. My
cousin,
cousin Tuna's spot. It was the sports zone, and you was singing and you was incorporating the comedy into the song.
Right.
Which I thought was creative. I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the first time you really hearing a song with comedy incorporated in it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was me and Titus was doing that the Sports Zone, the real live comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
That was live, man. Shout out to Titus Jones.
Yeah,
Ain't
you
seen
know.
that cat in a
Yeah,
minute. Boy,
yeah, I ain't heard from him. He's still on the planet.
Yeah,
We got to get
so.
you. We got to get you, Titus. We got the first interview. We got to do a follow up and do review on him and see what's up with the little homie. You know what I'm saying? That's the little homie. You know what I'm saying? All love to you, baby boy.
Yeah, man. We was out there. We was rocking that spot for a minute, man. That was fun, and that's what was cool. Cause then normally, like comedy shows, especially when I first started out here in IE, it was they didn't really like the fact that I tried to incorporate music.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of spots wouldn't book me, or it would be like, oh yeah, well, you can come, but you can't do music, or other comics on the show would complain. I had a particular event I was doing, and it was these cats headlining, and they went to the producer of the show and was like, yo, we're not going up after him. It's like, cause he does that music shit, man, and it's like the people are all up here, and then we just go up there, and we're not going up behind him, like we're not doing that. And on one hand, it was like, okay, you could look at it like, oh, that's kind of a compliment, whatever. But I kind of took it offensive because my whole thing was, you do what you do, let me do what
exactly.
I do. Like I don't care who going on before me. If this is how it's scheduled out, and they say, okay, and we about to reincarnate Bernie Mac and put him up right before you go up. I'm not going. I ain't going up after no guy. No, it's like, man, go do what you gotta do. Like regardless to how it goes, you know what I'm saying? And it's. But I mean, that's what I needed to try to do, something that would set me apart. Because I mean, of course, a lot of these shows, man, you go on, it's like they got like 12, 13 fucking comics going up, and then everybody's going back to back, pretty much talking about the same shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you could say. There's nothing new under the sun. So, with me trying to be distinctive and entertaining at the same time, I incorporated it, and the music does take the energy. It gets people attention. You know what I'm saying? People look and they like, oh, okay, yeah, then. Okay, but then I have to keep their attention once the music cuts off, and I go to the joke. So then they would try to knock that. Oh, he just does music, he ain't got jokes. But then, you come out to a show and then you see it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just more about we had to do that, like producing shows like the real life comedy show with Titus, and when I was running Stingers and stuff like that, I had to have my own spots because that was the only place that I would actually be able to really do what I know how to do.
Yeah, do your program.
Yeah, and seeing like working with Titus and working with like AD and like even JT Turner and a lot of the other cats that I've worked with consistently over the years because they have respect for what I do. So it was like they allowed their platform for me to use it that way and weren't all restrictive, like, oh, don't say this, don't do that, don't do that. It's just like, hey man, they were more concerned with having a good show.
Yeah,
and I mean,
exactly.
That's the point. You're doing comedy, be funny.
Yeah.
Or at least be entertaining or engaging. You know what I'm saying? Like
bring your own unique style. You know what I'm saying? Bring your own unique style to it, and that's what people is so afraid of is when you do something unique and you go outside of the box that they're not familiar or used to. Right. It's like alienated to it. Like, oh no. But shit, what makes a person unique and what makes a person stand out is his own style, his own uniqueness. You know. And he'd rather I'll come up and bring 3 dogs and toss them up. But I also have to start the program off, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, I don't care what you do, how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Just bring the house down. You know what I'm saying? You know what? One of the, I think as being in an audience, one of the intimidating things, you tell me about it, one of the intimidating things is sitting in that damn audience, right? And you're going to be the target of your joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know, a lot of them do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll pick them out.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And like you be sitting in the corner like, oh, don't see me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Afro to the side.
Like I wore my good shirt. Hopefully I won't say nothing about nothing. No, I mean I don't. It's a lot of that, and I've heard that a lot. People that haven't been to comedy shows before, when I go to invite them out, like, oh, you ain't gonna be talking about me, is you? Or you ain't gonna do this, or you ain't gonna do that, and I mean, it does happen. I don't feel like it's
targeted
it's a normal thing. I mean, but I feel like it's always up to the individual, like to have like tact, the comic to have some type of tact, or and then even the audience member sometimes, because a lot of times we have hecklers.
Yeah.
And that has to get.
And the hecklers is be the one that the hecklers ought to be the one to get to get clowned up in there.
That has to get shut down. But then you do have comics who tend to. I've seen it where it seems as though they run out of things to say.
So they pick the audience.
They go into the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's kind of bogus, because then you're right. It does kind of make some people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I didn't come to be the show. I came to watch the show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and it
So
makes a lot of people fearful even going to comedy because
Yes.
they're like, you know what, I don't want to be the butt of the joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or come to a comedy, but they run across, you know, somebody like us coming out of the trenches and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And yeah, hey, you put that thing out. Hey, you sure you want to talk about me?
Click, ha, motherfucker.
Yeah, I laugh about this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, damn down.
Right.
Yeah,
You ever seen two bullets leave
yeah,
a gun?
Yeah.
Like, nah, I ain't never
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah, it was.
Hey, no, but I mean, it happens. I've seen it, man, and I know of people personally who've dealt with those type of situations. They're on stage and they think they're on fire and they study fucking with people and this and this, and then you because there are people that have been in the show and they like, you know what, leave me the fuck alone, do your joke, and then that's your cue to be like, all right, move on. But some people don't get it.
Yeah, and they just go
end
on
up
and
getting
on.
it.
Yeah, they end up getting
in the parking lot, man. I'm talking about like people been putting comas and shit like that.
Damn, yeah.
It's a crazy thing, and not saying that it's deserved because I mean, you know, senseless violence is senseless violence.
But not
period.
really knowing the audience. It's like a
Right,
two-way.
you're
Not really
taking that
knowing your
risk.
audience, yeah.
You're taking
And you
that
got some
risk.
sensitive individuals up in there.
Man.
But at the same, on the flip side of it too, is that when you know you're going to a comedy show, you opening yourself up to be part of the show.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's comedy, and you don't literally take them literally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The comedy, because that's what he do, and that's what they do. You know?
But I see, but that, to me, that's kind of like the same discussion that people have with, say, rappers, like the responsibility that they have for what they put out in the music and how people are going to receive it. I think it's kind of like the same thing for our responsibility as a comedian to try to reassure people that, or to reassure ourselves that okay, this is something I don't necessarily have to do, or that if I do this, I'm risking this. I'm risking either messing up a person's experience at a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or it might go over well. You might tear the house down. Everybody think it's funny. Even that person think it's funny. You're able to live off or whatever. But I mean, it's just about if you're willing to take that risk.
Yeah, it's
and,
risky.
And in all honesty, I'd rather spend all my risk on my material.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'd rather spend my risk on okay, I thought about this and now I'm gonna say it this way, and this I hopefully, you know what I mean, people can relate and enough motherfuckers laugh, and you know what I'm saying, or in the moment I can find another tag to throw on there. I mean, I'd rather take that risk than say
pull somebody up out the audience and this.
Because if I don't have anything else to say, then what the fuck am I up there for?
Yeah,
Like,
because I'm trying to reflect back and think about, you know, we grew up in the Richard Pryor era. Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, did they actually just target the audience when they did? They did something,
that was
but more of a.
I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I think theirs was always more in response to somebody saying something.
Yeah, a heckler or something.
Yeah, I think, but like Robin Harris and the Comedy Act Theater, I think they kind of started that a lot. I mean, not necessarily started it, but I think that's kind of where it really hit its heyday of, you know, people getting up going to the, oh, where you going? You gotta go boo boo blah blah blah, and then they just.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that's kind of relevant because if something happens in the room, something moves, something said, you can't just act like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
you
didn't happen. So that's one thing. But I mean, I don't think I've ever really seen too many of them go into the crowd to where it was just like, oh, I ain't got nothing to say, so I'm gonna just
clown someone.
DL usually clowns people, but again, I think it's done in the context because they know, okay, at a certain point,
they know
I'm dedicating at least these few minutes of my set to y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah. And
he goes in and he gets them, you know what I'm saying? But it's done in I feel like done in a format that's kind of conducive to it being entertaining still and not necessarily it becoming uncomfortable.
Okay, so how long have you been in comedy?
Oh man, my life has been I want to say at least about. I always get confused on the year, but I want to say at least it's been over 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, it's been over 10 years. This is the first time I stepped on stage. Because I mean, you know, people look at it differently. I don't necessarily measure my success or my involvement by things accumulated, say like money or something like that, or accolades or whatever. I just look at it as from the point that I decided to focus on it as an actual craft. It's something I will purposely do, not just accidentally fall into, oh, he's funny in conversation, or he's, you know what I mean? Like, so from that point, I would say it's been about 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's natural. I mean, it's basically natural for you, ain't it?
Right.
It's just like
Yes.
comedy and clown is actually natural. I know us growing up, we grew up in a household too where we danced. God, y'all come in here and dance.
Yep,
We're
man.
comedians.
Get this $2.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we grew up in a family where it was entertainment too. So sometimes it's just naturally, instinctively in you to do it. To have comedy where you in school and they be like, damn, you got to laugh. Like, you got everybody up in there laughing and stuff.
Right.
So to actually take it serious, to actually do something and follow that, then that's even just exposing that and that gift that you got as far as the comedy.
Yes, yes. It's my mom used to always tell me I should be a comedian. Like the whole time I was doing music or whatever. And like we be like you said, just at home and I mean shit, when you ain't got nothing but each other, that's your entertainment. So either we doing something to make each other laugh or everybody's getting that laugh at your expense because
well, you know that TV, so. You know that TV's out. Get up there.
right.
Matter of fact, take the whole guts out the TV and get behind it.
And that was a game we actually played to make me laugh. And if you laughed, then it was your turn to try to make everybody else laugh. Like that was actually a game we would play. So it's like it came natural, and I think you could see it when I first started, and people were like, oh yeah, you know this comedy club, they offer comedy classes and this and that, and I was skeptical all the way because my whole thing was like, how can you teach somebody to be funny? Like that's not because I didn't get it then because my whole thing is I'm a fan. Started out as a fan, so I'm looking at it from a fan's perspective. I like comedy because I like to laugh. I love comedy because I love to laugh. So I only see that part, the laugh part. I'm not tripping off the fact that okay, Eddie Murphy actually had a set. Oh, him saying that story that he was telling, that's actually a bit. Oh, well, he timed this out. He only, I'm seeing like the structure of it. As a fan, you don't really understand the structure of it. So in the beginning, I'm like, man, a comedy class, ain't nobody teaching me how to be funny. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But it had to come natural.
Right, but then as I got more into it, I started to pick the brain of a few other comics, and luckily a lot of them were cool enough to share information. So I was able to understand structure and all that because I wrote songs. So I know how to count bars.
Yeah.
I mean that kind of thing. So so it's kind of like the same thing. The joke is all about rhythm and timing or whatever. So same thing with rapping. It's timing. What word you can come back around on as far as a rhyme. So same thing with the joke. You da 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 boom. That's the laugh. Da 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 boom. That's the, you know what I mean. So it's like I just basically took what I knew from music and what people were willing to share with me and kind of figured out a cadence for my joke telling because again it all comes down to the rhythm and to the how you relate a content. Because again, there's nothing new under the sun. What else am I going to say that some other cat that probably didn't even get as much play said 10, 15, 20 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Or what the legends said decades ago. What they, you know what I mean? It's like everything eventually comes back around. It's our responsibility to figure out a different way to repackage it and hopefully find a new meaning in it somehow.
Exactly. Like for everything, like you said, you can't run out of script. Right. Every day there's something different. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Even people clowning about what's going on with this coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? Using that as comedy, using this as a, you know what I'm saying? So, all of the people that's coming up rich, you know, they selling, they tearing panties, they tearing panties, bras, and everything to make a mask, you know what I'm saying?
And toilet paper, look at this shit. Toilet paper, look at that shit still on there. They got shit still on there. I'm a Raiders fan.
And they like, are you a Raiders fan? I thought they said, damn,
shit on his
you're like, oh, put this one in my back pocket. Yeah, I said. So every corner, you see, it became a business now. Yes. You know, I'm selling masks, became a business. So your material is like, you can pretty much get material from everything.
Yes. You know? Pretty much. If you observe it, and I think that's one of the jobs of comedians to be observant of people and trends of I don't really do politics and religion a lot in terms of my act only because that is something that's personal. You know what I'm saying? Personal to me or whatever. And I know it's personal, so therefore I know it's personal to other people. So I wouldn't out of respect for that, I wouldn't get too crazy on any of those topics.
So that's what so it's certain things that you stay away from, or you just don't go in the paint with it?
Because I feel like it's not really. I'll speak on what I know. Yeah. So if you ever listen to my jokes or I've been to a show, then I talk a lot about myself, my upbringing, my family, that kind of those things that I know. I mean,
so you ain't never, so you ain't never walked on water.
Never, no. Nobody never. My shoes always had holes in them. I couldn't. I couldn't do it, man.
Look, do you? I asked. So you know the. So you know the question. Do you want to walk on water?
No, I do not. I do not. I like walking on dry land.
Yeah,
because that's what my abilities allow. So, nah, I'm real though. You stupid. Nah, man. So,
yeah, okay.
You want to walk on?
Okay, I'm just trying to find, just trying to say how high you want to go.
Yeah, that's as high as I can, man. That's as high as I want to go. No, but yeah, it's it's just a funny thing, though, man. To try because it is a struggle to be original.
Yes.
And then just dealing with the comedy scene for so long, you do open mics and shit. You know, you do open mic, you're just trying stuff out. Cats be in the back room. I mean, in the back of the room,
writing your material,
writing your shit down, and then because they on the road or they get TV opportunities and you haven't got to that point yet, you know, your shit is off and running and going.
So is it a way that you trademark or market your comedy, or it's just freestyle for everybody to pick up whoever want to use it, go to the next show and use your shit? You going like
you would assume it would be honor amongst thieves. But,
yeah. In the game,
them joke thieves are ridiculous, man. But I mean, it's for me. That's why I figure like if I talk about my life, then. For somebody to go out of their way to repeat something I said to make it seem like it was them, that would be kind of too obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I do my best to not really touch on like the general, like the current event type shit. Like, you know, everybody like, I mean, yeah, you know, I got the shit I want to say about, you know, what's going on right now. Yeah, but I mean, as far as just like having that what they would call hack type material that just can interchangeable. Anybody could say it at any time or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I try to stay away from those kinds of general things because cats will always take your shit and switch it up. Sometimes.
Yeah, and that would be crazy. For instance, like you gave a show, right, and you said a certain joke. Then we went back the next day to the same thing. You got somebody that's saying your joke, and they'd be like, "God damn, he just said that last night. Where you get that from?"
And it's happened. It's happened. And not just to me. It's happened several times, and I've seen it where cats are so blatant to the point that they're doing jokes that everybody's seen already. Like, nigga, how you doing? Like, you know, Michael Collier, he's a comic legend. Like, nigga, how you doing a Michael Collier joke? Like, ain't nobody gonna know that, or I would hate when I would be at. So what I started to do rather was when certain comics would be up, I would Google, like they would say a line and I would just Google it, and if the rest of the joke would pop up. He like, okay, and they would go word for word, like, you know what I'm saying, this is some shit written back in 1970 something or 1980 something, you know what I mean, like, so some people are shameless in it. I do, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun, so I get that it is a struggle in terms of trying to be original, but I feel like your voice and your theme is what should be original. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And if you go with that and you have any type of integrity about yourself, you live and die with your own shit. Mm-hmm. Like, period. I mean, I can't go out in this world and do work with another man's hands. Like that's not how it goes. You feel me? So it's like that to me that's kind of the lowest. When it comes to this comedy thing, that's kind of the lowest to me is somebody who would take another person's joke and run with it like and with just shamelessly like it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a thing to do. And unfortunately, I've just seen it happen quite a few times. But it's, like I said, what I try to do to remedy is just try to stay as much on my own self as I can, and then I stopped going to open mics. Yeah. I mean, and it's kind of sad to say because you know it's a lot of times where I got to get those reps in still, you know. But I mean, I take my chances at the shows because you know what I mean I don't want to mess around at some of these open mics, wasting time and just for somebody else to rip my shit off, or you know what I'm saying, or you got a bunch of comedians looking at you while you trying to work out something and they some hating motherfuckers and they not giving you no real honest feedback, so now you trashing shit that you probably should have been walking with because you know what I mean, but these niggas sitting there with the panties on not wanting to be real about shit,
exactly.
So it's I mean it's a lot of folds to that, but I just do my best to try to be who I am and that's it.
So what do you feel like, you know, what might be holding you back or stagnating you, or where you feel like there's a burst out time where, you know what, I mean, it's time for me here. What do you think?
I feel like I do believe in the fact that everybody has their seasons. Also believe in you get out what you put in, and um, there are times when I've been very inconsistent with a lot of things because life is for real. Kids, I have a family. You know what I mean, I have people that I'm responsible for. So a lot of times certain things, not that I don't love it or that it's not important to me, but it's just like we have to prioritize. I mean, any man with a family knows that you have to prioritize on some level. Period. Like you could be out on the block, whatever the fuck you're doing, you need to prioritize because if not, shit gets away from you, and then you lose sight of what's really important, and then you out here chasing this dream over a fucking cliff, and those that needed you and depended on you sitting back there looking at you like, what the fuck
you
you
wonder why them kids had them psychological, emotional issues growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Trust issues and shit like that, because people they
abandonment issues and shit.
Man, they got people that they weren't able to believe in the people that they were supposed to depend on to begin with, so they go out into the world not trusting motherfuckers. So and not even themselves to a degree. So I mean, to some it may not seem that deep, but for me, that's kind of what it is. So I feel like just as long as, I have to interpret success on my own terms. So yeah, I mean, of course, I would like to be doing more things. Of course, I would like to be at a certain point, but as the Most High God has seen fit to continue to bless me to be able to have skills, to be employed, to have the mindset, to be driven to not lose, regardless to how long it may take. And I'm not, as long as I'm in it, I'm still winning. You know what I mean? So it's I'm just looking at it as just taking my baby steps, man. Trying to be as independent as possible because I feel like that's with the game. Period. With music, with comedy, with movies. I've been working a lot with this cat Nice. He does a lot of independent stuff, a lot of stuff on YouTube. We just actually dropped an episode of some stuff that we filmed. Like I'm trying to get into the acting more, just get more content out. You know what I mean? And it's so for me, it doesn't. To me, my path and my journey doesn't look like okay, the pot of gold at the end of the road type thing. Yeah. Mine is more about the progress along the way.
Experiencing the journey at its presence.
Yes.
Right there,
Staying in those moments and like right now, like I was telling you yesterday, like I'm like something I've always wanted to do because of like have my own studio. So I finally just started getting the pieces now. So that's going to be a thing that I'll be able to do to record whatever content I feel like I need to do now. So because again, I feel like my power will be in my independence because I have to prioritize. So therefore, as long as I'm on my own time, then I don't have to worry about, oh, well, you need to be here, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, no, I can do it at the pace that I feel like I need to do it. You know what I mean? And what works best for me, because it's more important that my unit that I'm representing is stronger than whatever my desire is for anything outside of that. You know what I'm saying?
I find myself too, even with this, with the urban innovators, and when I give up, giving up thinking about what the end result's going to be, and just living in the moment and having that faith in my higher power that he's driving me and directing me to be able to do this, right? And me fulfilling that duty is that I don't really have to go out and push hard. It just happens. You know what I'm saying? Things just happen. Things just fall in place. And sometimes I sit back and I'm like, dang, man, I'm not as tired as I thought I would be.
Right.
Because he's given me the strength and the energy because to fulfill the purpose that comes with this. Right. And I think that's one of the biggest things. And another thing is that there's always craft right here in the moment. We give it 100% right here, right now.
Right.
Feel me?
Right.
So
yeah, straight up.
I feel you in that. Yeah. So so what is one of the biggest things that you would want people to know about you that kind of you think that they don't know, or kind of like
wow, that I'm quiet. I'm a quiet person. I'm a very quiet person. Very he about to laugh. He like, nigga, you would.
Okay.
Nah, on me.
Look at I guess so. All the shit you talk.
Like, right. I got arrested at some point, right? No, but in all honesty, man, I'm pretty much a quiet person. I'm never trying to be like the life of the party dude, or I'm just always on. Like, oh, he's a comedian, so I gotta be constantly making niggas laugh, blah blah blah. Like, that's never been me. Like, I'm more low key. I like to save it for the stage, because then at that point, okay, you're supposed to be focused on me and what I'm doing. when I'm off stage, it's really about that's what the process is. That's the observation. That's me sitting back, listening more than I'm talking. So, you know what I mean? I can get.
It's a difference between there's a difference between shy and quiet.
Yes.
So, are you shy or you just
I'm just quiet.
Yeah, so you're not shy.
Quiet, just more reserved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I ain't shy. If somebody be like, "Oh yeah," and they set up something like, "Yeah, go do." Oh, no problem. I've never been.
So you never turned it down.
Nah, man. Man.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, I got the beats in my phone. So you know what I mean? It ain't even.
Hey, Frank.
If that's what you say.
Yeah, I see.
And I got the beats on my phone, so it ain't even a thing. If that's.
Well, that's cool. Cause Frank can hook that up. I'm saying? We got young Frank over there on the camera. You know what I'm saying? Our cameraman.
We got set me up with the loaded
question.
Like, so what you saying is, if we had a gun, you going to bank right now. Yes, if we had it, let's go. This nigga set me up, guys.
Hey. 24 years of college wasn't for nothing.
Right. Yeah, I learned a thing or two. How many degrees is that?
So
6 BAs worth of time.
So that's good. So you find the time to do all kind of stuff. You just your energy level.
Yeah, man. It's that's what I mean about the independence, and I think I felt like once because when I first started, man, I was trying to hit it hard. I'm talking about. I mean, I feel like you have to, because then that tests your love and your abilities as well. Like, okay, are you really built for that? Are you really saying you want to do it? But let's see, are you willing to put in the work for it? And when I first started out, man, I hit it hard, man. I was working 2 jobs, and I was a full-time student, and of course I had my family. So it was like, it was, man. I was taking night classes. I get off work, go do a show. Either I missed that week class, make up the assignment or somehow or whatever. But like however it went, man, I was able to get. I knew I had to get it done. So
you was in the paint with it.
Yeah, had to because I mean, like it was the only way I would know for sure if this was something that I really wanted to do. Because I can sit there and say it all day. Hey, I want this, I want that, but until effort was put forward, and I was loving it. I mean, it was constant. Like, man, getting home 2-3 o'clock in the morning from driving all the way from who the fuck knows where, because I'm way out in IE and they booking me in Sherman Oaks or wherever I gotta go to, and I'm taking that drive, getting home 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right up at 6:45, make breakfast, get the kids off to school, so I can get back home, get myself ready, and get to work and do this shit all over again. Like it was what I wanted to do. So I mean,
and that's what I was saying. That energy that especially that energy that my higher power gives me. Like I knock out that 12-hour shift. You know what I'm saying? That 10-hour shift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I come here, I do this, whoop, 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 and I might get 3-4 hours worth of sleep. And then I'm back doing the same routine over and over. But it's something that don't get me tired because I know there's a bigger purpose, and I know and there's a bigger struggle. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just for the struggle ain't just for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what gives me a lot of the energy because it's just not for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things that we have to do that have this energy to be able to transform this energy into the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Into other people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things that keeps me energized and keep me going.
Right.
And doing this.
Man, same here. Appreciate that.
So Frank, he said we can get a few minutes, you know what I'm saying, of the live from him. You know, how about y'all? Y'all want to, we want to get a few minutes of answer. He got his music in his phone. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see what's happening. You guys going to get a bar. You guys go, y'all going to get a bar of Ant. You know what I'm saying? So we can get live. So y'all stay with us. And we're going to have Ant perform.
So this is what? Urban Innovators, right?
Urban Innovators Real Talk.
Real Talk. Urban Innovators. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yo, when you catch me on the west side of the Dino, no, they gonna be like, hey yo, where he go? He right there in that building, they about to do some shit and show you homeboy how he be killing it. Yo, this microphone flow was all freestyle. No, I didn't write none of this down right now. I'm just digging at this shit as we go. Let them know your boy got the flow. STONE in this bitch with my boy G. Yeah, we doing it like this so cleverly. Yo, the urban innovators got that real talk. And you know, we got that skill walk. Yeah, and that Stone got the freestyle flow. And everybody in this bitch go. Hey, yo, I never fall off, I get right back on. Yeah, I got that talk and it's real. Because it's innovators, the urban. This nigga got his shoulder jumping, motherfuckers be swerving. I'm like, yeah, yo, let's get it right. What you doing tonight? Hey, yo. It's a Friday, you're supposed to be quarantining, but all your motherfuckers out there in the streets fiending for some action. Yeah, you better go home and start relaxing. Get some hand sanitizer and chill, motherfucker, before you run around this bitch straight deal, motherfucker. Yeah, or whatever that means. And Stone here, fresh on the scene. And you know I got my mask with me. Hey, it's crazy how everybody walk around like they commit felonies, right? You don't know who nobody is no more, nigga. Like you gotta learn to smile with your eyes now. Because they got your whole, niggas stop. That don't mean you can't brush your teeth just because you wear a mask now, you know? If you sitting up there trying not to brush your teeth because you wear a mask now, like, oh, it's cool. What about them old niggas with braces now? Nigga 50 years old with braces on your false teeth. Nigga, what the fuck is you doing with your life? Nigga, trying to laugh and smile and your teeth come off in your mask. Nigga, like, this is so... Get your goddamn life together, man. Hey, if you want to hear anything that I do, man, all my music is on Reverb Nation. Stone Crazy 909. So it's reverbnation.com/Stone Crazy 909. Go check that out, man. I got some stuff. I got a cleanup song for the parents that have kids are at home. We got the preschool kids at home right now, man. I need some lesson plans or something. Hit your boy up, man. I got activities for days, man. Some cool shit, some suggestive shit y'all can do. And get the kids entertained, man. Keep them out your hair for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I got some YouTube videos, things all worked up in there, man. I got themed lesson plans all week long. Ages 3 to 5 years old, man. I'll let your boy. I'm not selling them. That sounds like I was selling them. Like, yeah, man, come get your lesson plans hot and ready. You know what I mean? Kids want to learn how to cook crack, nigga, just go ahead. No, it's not. It's not. Kids making masks, nigga. No, we not. We ain't got the kids out here selling masks or nothing like that. I'm just saying, man, you know, times are different right now. So if you need that kind of help, man, just holler at your boy, man. That's what I do. I work with kids. Actually, I used to work, turn this off real quick. I used to work right down the street from here. For like 12 years, I worked for an organization called Top Flight ESO, Education and Sports Organization. And we ran an after-school program right in the projects down here at Johnson Hall. So, and I actually did my student teaching hours over here at King Middle School. So, I don't know if I was supposed to blow up a spot like that to everybody where we at. So niggas be knocking on the door like, I know what King Middle School is. Y'all over there by that thing.
I'm gonna get right now.
right. Here I come. I ain't got no mask on enough.
You didn't troll me.
Nah, but man, I used to do that a lot. Even we even ended up moving to the little church. It's like a Temple Missionary Baptist Church. Had a little building right here. We moved over there for a while. Did algebra camp, stuff like that for the kids. That's my passion. That's another one of my passions, education, and that's why I don't feel like with if I'm not
doing comedy.
Yeah, or necessarily not doing it, but you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying, and I feel like that gives me that confidence and that ability to just look at it like I'm gonna go at my own pace. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep my integrity about me. Each time I'm gonna stay who I am. I don't feel the need to do all this extra shit to get on, man. I remember doing a lot of different shows and then cats wanting to do like, oh yeah, come get this part in this movie, or oh yeah, we're filming this, oh we're doing that, and then it's like just the vibe of the energy of the cats was just too much for me, man. I don't do the sex play with grown men thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And a lot of these cats, they play like that too much. No, I'm serious. I gotta put it out there, man, because these niggas, y'all be playing too much, man. Cut that bullshit out, nigga. Don't call me no bitch. Nigga, I ain't no bitch. Nigga, where I'm from, another man call you a bitch, that means we about to get in these streets. You know what I mean?
Yes. Somebody gonna be pulling off some panties or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, nigga,
it ain't gonna be me, nigga.
Hey.
So therefore, all I'm saying is, you know what I mean? I don't play those kind of games, man. So like I said, it's allowed me to be able to go at my own pace, because what I do 9 to 5 is something that I'm also very, very passionate about. So it's not, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm missing out on a fulfilling life if, say, you know, I'm not blowing up within the next whatever many amount of years. You know what I mean? I feel like my life is still fulfilling and my purpose is still being lived by what I'm doing, and even if just at home with my own kids, you know what I mean? It's like, but the blessing to be able to
to teach and mentor and guide and reach others kids as well. It's like it's nothing greater than that. And I mean, you probably can't tell by the way the streets look sometimes. It's a whole lot of organizations here in the city of San Bernardino that are supposed to be providing services to the youth and everything. There's no shortage of organizations and names and logos and things of that nature. It's just I'll be glad to see the day when, you know what I mean, where like it used to be when because there was a time when all these organizations really thrived and you can see the difference they were making in the lives of these kids. But then, you know, funding happens and, you know, they start cutting money and programs go by the wayside.
Do they still even have kids?
Right.
Since this coronavirus, I ain't seen a kid. No, I ain't seen a kid on the street yet. That's why when you just brought that to them, I mean, do they still have kids?
Hey,
I mean, I ain't seen a kid on the street since they had the coronavirus.
Well, I'm still making them, so
yeah.
I just had one. Shout out to baby Antonio. Yeah, come on. Born baby. Yeah, I got a fresh one at the house. So yeah, it's still kids out there.
Oh.
Mine ain't out there. They better be at home being safe.
Yeah.
Quarantine, because I ain't playing about this bullshit, man.
So yeah, man, that was beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was whack.
And,
I'll be better prepared next time because I am coming back next time.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is just the beginning. This is just the start. You know what I'm saying? So
Appreciate
it's all
you,
good, man.
Thanks for
You know what I'm
having me,
saying?
Appreciate
Yeah, man.
Do I still need this?
No, you can give it. You can give it up.
I like just.
Yeah, he just holding it in his hand.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
so
like, hey,
we're right here interviewing. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
the
saying,
first Crip to ever hit anybody up. What made you come up with the phrase "Where you from"?
Yeah. Hey. That's it.
Well, see, I was over on the.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm glad you guys tuned in. You know what I'm saying, to Urban Innovators Real Talk with Greg and my our special guest Ant Stone. You know, you guys can see him and log on to YouTube.
Yes, I got my YouTube channel, Stone Crazy. We got Facebook, Instagram. It's at Reverb Nation, Stone Crazy 909. That's the handle on all social media outlets. It's at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Christian Mingle. You know what I mean? I'm just playing.
Yeah. So y'all, yeah. He named about 20 of them. You know what I'm saying?
All of them.
Yeah. Just go to your device and just hit everything. But you guys, you know, we got to stand behind our, you know what I'm saying? We got to stand behind our soldiers and stuff out here, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's not easy. It's not an easy job getting up there doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? To entertain, to, you know what I'm saying, just bring some type of purpose, bring some type of energy into other people's lives. So we thank you for the hit on. We thank you for the support. We thank you for the log on, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing. And I thank Ant for showing up, you know what I'm saying, on Urban Innovators Real Talk. We'll keep pushing it, and we're going to keep on pushing it. Ant, you know what I'm saying, because that's what we do, you know what I'm saying, coming out of the trenches. We keep our 10 toes down,
Man.
and that's how it go. So next week, we're going to have Young Blue Rag. We're going to have Young Blue Rag next week. Friday, we're going to have Young Blue Rag here. So you guys want to log on and see Young Blue Rag do his thing, you know what I'm saying? That'll be the 29th, 5 o'clock the same time, prime time. So we're going to keep our 10 toes down out of the trenches. Urban Innovators Real Talk with Greg. Peace out. We love you guys. Thank you for logging on.